So in the current world of combat sports news right now, Vince McMahon is on top of the list. And why is that? For several reasons. Obviously, Vince McMahon and the WWE have merged with the TKO company to form WWE, UFC, and TKO all in one conglomerate of a huge combat sports company and a sports entertainment company all rolled into one. And we're talking about a $5 billion investment for all parties involved. Which, by the way, they had to get rid of Vince McMahon because of the scandal that had been brewing surrounding him. And, well, look, I don't want to get into the details of what Vince McMahon did because, quite frankly, in my humble opinion, if that means anything, it's just absolute garbage. The details. And not only that, the man is an absolute degenerate. However, I really have to say this out loud in terms of confronting the person that is doing the accusations. And I think it's really important to sort of hone this down, okay? A lot of times, there are people that get into relationships and they think that, okay, you know what? I'm going to do this with my boss. I'm going to do this with the person that is the chief operation of my company, and I'm going to try to get ahead. And lo and behold, they do. All of a sudden, they earn that position due to nefarious reasons. And now, for whatever reason, let's say they get fired, or let's say they get removed from their position, or let's say they somehow get put down on the ladder of the whole hierarchy of the company for one reason or another, right? Because maybe you didn't continue to do your end of the bargain in the most nefarious ways, and I'm not talking about your obligation in your daily work objective, in whatever it is that you do in the office or whatever line of work that you do. That's sort of what's going on here. Somewhere down the line, this woman thought that she was going to get ahead of the offices of the WWE because of certain acts that she does. And all of a sudden, because she didn't earn those acts, she didn't earn those positions, she didn't earn any of these things that were coming to her other than just, well, for the sake of pleasure, sort of say, right? Not for the sake of performance or the sake of the fact that they are a valuable employee to the company. It's not that at all. So, again, it begs to the question, are some of these people deluded? Or do these people have an agenda? Which, by the way, a very understandable agenda, because let's be honest, right? With the Harvey Weinstein situation that is going on, with the P. Diddy situation that is going on, we sort of understand that there is this ever, how do I say this? It's a constant thing in every generation and in every time period and era where there is a power dynamic between a boss and an employee. And somewhere in between that, there are sexual favors that are to be exchanged as a result. Okay? This is nothing new. Again, who is to blame is the real question. Is it the accuser or is it Vince McMahon? Because I agree that what Vince McMahon did, and if you read those, I'm not even going to repeat anything on this channel about what Vince McMahon did. This is not the type of channel for you to get that type of gruesome details of what Vince did. I urge you to look it up. I'm not going to tell you. Now, as disgusting as those details are, it doesn't mean that Vince McMahon is guilty of anything other than just being a deviant in the way that he performs what he does in his private time. Okay? He's a deviant at that. But is there actual real sexual harassment going on in this? In my humble opinion, and you could disagree with me if you want, you could write on the comments below and tell me otherwise. I'm just going to say that no. This is a woman that volunteered herself into these positions. There's no person out there in the WWE that's putting a gun to your head. It's not a mafia, it's not a gang, it's not the cartel, it's not any of these people that have some sort of dangerous incentives to do harm to you in a very brutal way due to reprisals if not compliant. That's not what's going on here. What is going on here is a person that didn't like their end of the bargain in terms of what it is that they got out of the relationship. Now, here's another thing that I think is really important to point out. Vince McMahon, the deviant, disgusting human that he is, went out and spread the pictures for all the WWE employees, all the talent, i.e. the wrestlers, and everyone involved. Is he wrong for that? 100% he's wrong for that. But then again, maybe that's the reason why they have this lawsuit in the first place.